Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. And to help me talk about this particular subject, I am once again joined by MJ from GeeklistTV. MJ, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
Hello to everyone who's listening.
You're always all over the place. You have like 3 different openings, and I don't necessarily know where you're going when we start recording.
Today's Saturday. Today's a slow day. I just got done rubbing one out, so I'm just trying to chill, okay? My arms hurt, bro. My arms are out of it, so I'm just chilling right now, man.
Anyway, guys, so we're gonna be talking today. Just kind of
that was Donnie. That was Donnie too. Leaving my phone silent. Derpy Vegeta Blue. Derpy Vegeta Blue. Don't cut any of this out. Keep it in there.
Anyway, guys, so we're gonna be talking about today. So if y'all remember when we were first getting our glimpse at the Tournament of Power, before we knew it was called the Tournament of Power, I think. They were showing us like kind of the show, like all the gods coming down and everything. We saw Universe 11 with, you know, the Joker God and Harley Quinn, but we had this weird, you know, man in black masked stranger, and we're like, oh man, all the speculation, MJ and I included, like did a couple videos about him, and oh my god, who is he, theory, speculation, all that stuff. And then I guess the episode actually came out, and even the preview, they changed it where, you know, I don't know why, like the guy's wearing a lot more coverage than he did previously. And obviously,
it's not just that, they completely just redrew it. I mean, different build. They covered up the gloves, everything. You know.
And I was like, and I thought, like, okay, well, before we got to that episode and we all realized it was Toppo, I thought, well, okay, like obviously they probably didn't draw it right. Somebody was like, bitch, you gave it away, like, because of this new opening, and we see this guy in glove. Like, we obviously see Jiren. He was obviously supposed to be the Man in Black, at least from those original drawings they released and that stuff. And it's actually an interesting situation. I think is why did they change it? I mean, was there any real reason why they changed it?
I mean, off the top, I mean, it's hard. I mean, we've had animation errors before. Our friend Geekdom did the whole explanation thing on why Vegeta's hair was red, the original Dragon Ball Z. So we've had animation errors before, but this was like, you know, they promoted this heavily. You know, that this whole Man in Black stuff. You know, everyone was freaking out who it was, right? And then we get to the actual episode, the actual Zen exhibition tournament, right? And then it's completely different. You know, we find out that it's Toppo, so it's really weird because I don't get the purpose of them actually putting Jiren there to begin with in the beginning. Maybe there was an error. Maybe there was miscommunication between Toei, Toyotaro, and Toei. Like maybe there was something going on there, because I think people kind of brought up the idea, well, maybe because, you know, Jiren's the main character, you know, that's why they had him there first. But I mean, the thing is, Toppo is not really like just this side character. I mean, the dude's a freaking candidate for God Destruction. He's, you know, he's the leader of the Pride Troopers. You know, obviously his presence was meant to be. His presence was there. You know, it was meant to be there. So I don't get I don't know. It's really a weird. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
No, like, I completely agree. I don't understand the story that kind of goes in, and I hope, you know, I'm not sure, maybe Danny could figure out something about this, or maybe we'll learn a little bit more as time goes on, whether it was just like a complete mess up or whether they've been changing it. I mean, to be fair, they're only about like a month. You know, they make every episode in about a month, you know, or like really it's like 2 weeks. But, you know, they're storyboarding and they're writing this story constantly. And if that was like a small error at the beginning, I can imagine. But it is weird that they would have released it with such a big glaring error. I mean, obviously, just looking at the 2 different people side by side, the way they portrayed them, and also just the difference between Jiren and Toppo, I mean, someone screwed up if this was a mistake. Personally, like what I think, and I might be completely wrong, but it just looks like to me that they meant it to be Jiren and not Toppo. And I don't necessarily know why that is. I mean, maybe they decided, you know, like they needed to do more filler in order to let the manga catch up, as they've been saying they're going to let the manga catch up for a little while now. That they were going to have Goku fight Toppo instead of Jiren, so they can keep Jiren kind of to the sidelines and have him be the big boss guy. When if they wanted to keep it going, or if they were going to jump right into it, then he could introduce him as like, oh, who is that guy? Oh, like, oh, you know, that's Jiren, blah blah blah, and they wouldn't have to fight, and it would save the like epic fight for later. Of course, that's just pure speculation at this point. I don't really know. I honestly don't know any other explanation as to just wanting to, I guess, just wanting to draw it out longer than they really had to in order to allow Jiren and or Toppo to basically, or mostly just Toppo to fight Goku and then build up Jiren in the first place. Like, if this guy's so strong, why isn't he here? Why isn't he the leader of the Pride Troopers type of thing? And the other way around, you don't necessarily get that. So, yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? You remember, obviously, you talk about spoilers all the time because we speculate all the time. That's all we do constantly. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We don't do that. But basically, if
that's
you
exactly what we do.
I don't want to make it sound weird, like we just text each other, hey, what's going on with Superman? No, just kidding. But no, anyways, if you guys keep up with spoilers, provisional titles, leaks, you remember back during the Future Trunks arc, they were keeping the whole Vegeta shit like under wraps. Like it was pretty much just bare bones speculation as to whether we were gonna see Vegeta or not in episode 66, right? Mm-hmm. So then episode 65 airs, right? Saturday night, right? Mm-hmm. And then the preview hits, and then it's nothing but fucking Vegeta. We were like, did someone fuck up at Toei and release like?
Yeah, they just let that slide, didn't they?
It was so funny because not for months, but for weeks, like, no episode titles mentioned Vegeta, no fucking summaries mentioned Vegeta. It was just pure speculations whether we were actually going to see him or not. I think what started the speculation was that Horikawa and Nozawa supposedly did some recordings together, and that's what started the speculation.
That's exactly what happened.
But we didn't know. It was like, what in the world? Are we going to see him? Episode 65 ends. Episode 66 preview hits. It's nothing but Vegeta, and everyone's like, "Oh, someone at Toei is getting fired." You know, like. But it just reminds me of that here. At the same time, I kind of like where they went with this, though, Mark. I kind of like the idea that Goku fought Toppo first because Toppo is the leader of the Pride Troopers, and while it's a bit weird that there's someone a part of the Pride Troopers that's stronger than Toppo, but then again, that's not too out of the whack. There's many cases where the leader necessarily isn't the strongest. You know,
16.
But yeah. So yeah, good point. Not just in Dragon Ball either, but in other shows as well, other anime, and other cartoons and comics. But my point being that I think it's kind of cool because I think as soon as, and we talked about this before, as soon as Toppo goes, if you're only equal to me, you know, you're no match for Jiren, and I was like, I'm hyped.
Shit.
I'm hyped. I want to see that. It's like, okay, that's what's, you know, the intro obviously hyped everyone up as soon as episode 77 aired. Everyone was so hyped with that new opening, the new intro, right? Mm-hmm. So as soon as Toppo said that, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm in. I don't care if this fucking arc sucks. I don't care if the plot sucks. I just want to see this fight. That's all that's all I want to care. That's all I care about. That's all I want to see. And as soon as those words came out of Toppo's mouth, I was like, okay. So there is that, I guess, level of mystery. So I was kind of cool that they went this route. It would have been interesting, though, Mark, if they did have Jiren actually fight Goku in the tournament, in the Zen Exhibition tournament. That would have been a completely different arc, I would think, because this whole element of mystery would be gone, you know? But that's just me, though.
Well, I think it would be building up to something completely different too. Like Goku would know what he's getting himself into, and we might actually see a dynamic change. You know, like where right now he's excited, but if he became worried, you know, that kind of the same thing that was the whole Cell games really is like, I'm excited, but I'm also there's also part of him that's a little worried as well. Like he doesn't think he can win. Like right now he's nothing but confidence.
It actually would have been kind of cool, though, now that you brought that up, if Jiren kind of just fucked Goku up. There's an exhibition tournament. It kind of would have given Goku kind of like that, he had something to strive for, you know, his goal is Jiren, you know, because like you just mentioned, now he's confident, you know. I don't think Toppo just telling him, oh, you know, if you're just equal to me was enough to actually, how do you say, scare him, you know what I mean? If Jiren actually just fucked him up, beat the shit out of him. Sorry for the cussing. I just want to emphasize that if Jiren just literally beat the crap out of Goku, I feel like Goku would have been more like, oh, okay, you know, he's got to take it a bit more. He is taking it seriously, you know. I mean, at that last episode with 17, you know, when the smoke in the air and the fire and the sparks, and he told 17, you know, he is taking it seriously, but I just feel like, you know, if he actually got, you know, that smirks smacked off his face, you know, I think it would have been a little cool. Different dynamic, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I really think that if it had been Jiren and he mopped the floor with Goku, then Goku would be like, then Goku, you know, because Goku, like we've talked about, he's been hiding his true potential. I mean, he ain't going full out. He's just not. At the same level, and Goku's not gonna, you know, this fight doesn't mean anything. He's not gonna push himself to that level, so he knows that he can go further, but he doesn't know exactly how much further Jiren can go too. So like, there's this like, I'm worried because I don't know if I can beat him, but it's like also that it's also like, you know, it would play a lot on the whole Cell game references that we're getting with the whole, you know, I'm okay because Gohan's got my back, and we got Vegeta anyway, and all this other stuff. So there's that semblance where it's like he's just like at peace with it, and he's excited, but there's also that like under layer of just like fear of it, and I just think that would be kind of cool. I haven't necessarily personally haven't seen it to that level right now. I don't think that Toppo put the fear of God in him, or like I guess I
don't even think Beerus did, bro. So
or Zeno, yeah, like that's the thing, like, and it's not something we've seen from Goku in this. Like, I feel like we saw this from Goku, like the I'm totally serious now and I'm not just having fun. We saw it a lot in Dragon Ball Z, and it's one of the things that we haven't really seen in Super, and it's one of the things that people really don't like about Super because they don't understand Goku's personality so much. That like he is always like this, he's never really changed, but Dragon Ball Z just had a lot of moments where he had to be serious, because, you know, it was either be serious or die, and
pretty much, yeah. Here, it's kind of like he's had moments where he, you know, he got to rely on, I guess, the gods. I guess in the ROF arc, it seemed like he didn't go running to Beerus and Whis, you know, even though they were there on the planet. So it was more so that I guess they got involved when it came down to it. You know what I mean? They used their time reversal technique, but even though, you know, before that, you know, Goku was still trying to rely on his own strength to defeat Frieza. You know, he still tried to outsmart him and stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, Whis still got involved and used his time reversal technique. So I do get what you mean.
Yeah, but I guess with that, guys, we're gonna call it at that. Please make sure to go in the comments section below and tell us what you think about this particular subject. Why do you think they changed the characters so obviously? Was it a mistake, or was there some reason for it beyond just like story purpose wise? And like I always say, please make sure to go check out MJ. Make some really awesome content for you guys, daily content for anyone who likes Dragon Ball or anime discussions. And we're gonna catch you all in the next video.